Hey everybody, my name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being on my latest Unreal Engine tutorial. This time I'm starting a small series that will showcase the very basic elements of landscaping, creating new levels, creating landscapes and building up on them things that you would like to see in your level, especially when it comes to the natural environment and the topography of the same levels. So for the first video, my desire is to showcase you the very basic process of creating a new landscape, how you do it and how you get set to take the step 2, which is to sculpt the same landscape once it's created. So as you can see, I have the first person example map here. I have my usual elements. Here's my player capsule and the camera, everything else. First person character with the gun and the whole familiar setup. Now let's say I want to create a new level that will include a natural grassy landscape. To do that, I first go to the file and option of new level. This is right at the top of the drop down menu and have a range of default options at my disposal. Here as you can see, empty level, VR basics, time, day and default. I'm going to go with default. And here we are. Once again, I have all of my previous elements. I have the floor, a light source, I can zoom out and show you, light sphere, skylight, some reflection, sphere reflection capture, and I'm able to test out the level as well. Once I'm in the level, there's that sound of firing. My level, as you can see, is pretty limited. Now I'm going to create a new level on top of it here and do it through this option, modes. Right now I'm in the select mode, but I'm going to go into the landscape mode where I get an option of creating a new landscape, as you can see here at the top left corner. Basically, first, the thing you'll need to choose is, do you want to create a new landscape or do you want to import one from file? Because I don't have any, I'm going to create a new one using the presets here. The second option, the next option here, is the choice of materials. Now I have my starter pack in the assets and I'm going to go with some natural option, which is grass. Here is my editor of the same material. As you can see, it's already preset. There's a lot of things in the same preset which allow it the base color, texture variation, everything else. I don't want to change any of that. I'm just using it as is. And the next set of option here is basically rotation and scale. So manipulating any of these will include changing the position and the rotation and the scale of your map. Being that I have a new level, I don't want to change any of these. I'm going to keep them as they're set and move on to the the next option in the line, which is the size. Let me move this to show you a better overview. Section size, section per component and number of components, which finally again result in the overall resolution. Now the easiest way to see your maximum setting for all of these is to go to fill world, which will set you the maximum. So here it's 36 by 63 by 63 quads, selection number of selections, number of components is 32. So let me zoom out and show you how does that look like here. But if I go to number of components 1, you can see how it drops down pretty fast to the overall resolution of only 64. So I'm going to keep it very low, the lowest possible, which is here 1, and I can't drop it any further. If I wanted to do the maximum option, I would go with fill world. Here is the entire setup of the same new level, new landscape better said. And the last thing I need to do is to choose create. Once I do that, the level is going to get filled up with the same material and be ready in a few seconds once the creation process is done. And here it is. And I'm immediately in the sculpt mode. Also notice that, as you can see here at the top of the screen, I'm not in the manage mode, I'm in the sculpt mode. I'm getting that the light needs to be rebuilt. I'm going to save the current new map, and my landscape is here. I'm also back in the sculpt mode, where I have my options of modifying and sculpting the same landscape. I'm going to show you that in my second video of this small series, not right now. Instead, we're going to back to the select mode, and we'll find our player capsule. As you can see, it's here. I'm going to put it up a bit farther because sometimes it will drop below the current level. I'm going to place it here, and let's go with play. And this is me. This is my new level and my first landscape. As you can see, it's limited by the initial decision, my decision to place the number of those squares that represent the actual resolution and the number of fields that the level is using. So it's pretty limited. This is, I'm guessing, the smallest level you can create. There's the ledge. I can fall off into the abyss of nothingness, but the level is basically created. I'm going to stop, and I'm just going to show you really fast the landscaping option before we get into a more detailed showcase later on. So I'm going to go back to sculpt. You have also paint. I'm going to back to sculpt, and I'm going to create a smaller brush, and it should result in a smaller surface area. But the main point here is that I can extrude and create a small hilltop. And now let's go back to select, and let's go and select again player start. As you can see, now it's below the same hill I created, so I need to put it up or extrude it so it's back up. I'm going to place it here, somewhere around here. No, I'm in the sky here, it's too much. I'm going to put it here, right at the top, at the base of the small hill I created. Let's go a bit lower, and here it is. Now my player start should begin right here at the base of the small hill. Again, the customary shot, and here it is. The hill is right here. I can climb on top of it, and that is the basics of another shot, sorry about that, the basics of level creation and how you create your new landscape. In the next video, part 2, I'm going to go into more detail about the actual sculpting process and how you can not only define and design your level, but also add landscape features and many other cool things that you'll probably want to have in your level if you're creating a game which utilizes any setup of third person, first person, but in general 3D, full 3D environment. So that's all for this video, all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this really quick, really basic tutorial and you find it useful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of stuff in the game domain, and I would love to have you on board for my other videos as well. Of course, I'm a beginner at Unreal, and my desire is to kind of use my process of learning and share it with everyone else so I can get better at Unreal and also hopefully help someone else get better at it too. By someone else, I mean total and complete beginners like myself. That's all for me. Again, my name is Ivica. Again, if you're a first time viewer, please subscribe. Of course, like always, I would really appreciate that thumbs up, that like, and a comment if you have it. Until my next video, Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you on my new video. Until then, bye bye.